Zel Boy Army, welcome to another spicy one on the channel. A very interesting one today where we're talking about the Elite Division and its place and foot and how it is working, how it's been so far on this FIFA. This is going to be a video completely dedicated to discussing all the different parts of Rivals, the Elite Division, and how it works in this FIFA. This isn't just a video for people who are in the Elite Division. It's going to have relevance to other parts of it, so stick around for the video. If you like these type of videos where I talk about the state of the game and where FIFA currently is, then please like, subscribe, comment. All these help the channel grow and let me know I'm doing content that you guys enjoy. The Elite Division, though, was a big change this year in foot, where they've tried to move the pro scene away from foot champions towards rivals. So now we have what's called an elite leaderboard. Geez, there's somebody over 300 now, where you can see the current top 200 ranked players in the world based on their rivals rankings. Not an excuse here. I'm not saying I would be there even if I was trying, but I've not really been putting much effort into rivals. I've not played loads of it. I'm playing a Road to Glory and this pay to win account, so I've got two accounts in the Elite Division. But yeah, I've not really been trying to grind. I might start trying to grind my main pay to win account a bit more to get my rank up. But yeah, there's a top 200 leaderboard, which is a system that is replicated in many other esport titles, League of Legends, Rocket League. I think even COD has like ranking leaderboard systems, but the main one that I've played that I know has this in depth is League of Legends. EA are not reinventing the wheel with this leaderboard system or top rank. They're just merely trying to replicate, but in their own style. And in concept, I think the Elite Division is a brilliant idea. I've always said the pro scene should revolve around playing other pros, playing the best of the best. Whereas Weekend League, it was more about trying to get easy matchmaking to get high wins. Basically, for anyone who doesn't know, this year to play in the pro qualifiers to get into major tournaments, you need to be ranked, depending on what region you're in, how many people. But say if you're from England, you'd be in the EU West region, European West. You'd have to be in the top 256 people on the Rivals leaderboard for the previous season. So pro players in England now have until the 11th of November, or people trying to go pro, to get top 256 in their region. That's all well and good and a great concept, I think, when it's an elite division full of other elite players. But just look now, this is probably my biggest issue with it. You can't see it properly. Let me hide my beautiful face. You can see there it says top 2% of players. I'm currently in the top 2% of players. And it's not top 2% of players in the whole world. It's top 2% of players in the elite division. So this is probably like the top 0.001% or something of players. This is only the top 2% of elite players. I'm ranked 1600th or around 1600th. If you times that by 5 to get the top 10%, that's 8,000 people. If you times that by 10, so 10% times 10 gets you to 100%, to all the elite players, there's approximately 80,000 people in the elite division right now. I don't know about you guys, but that does not sound that elite to me. And the problem you get now is that you have top pro players in this elite division, which I'm not trying to make out I am anymore. I've retired for a reason. But you've got top pros in this division who are playing people who just don't belong in this division. That's not me getting on my high horse or trying to be condescending. I'll get to the point about that more. But you have people in this division who just shouldn't be in this division, who are getting destroyed most games, and they hate that. You have pros playing people that they're just going to win every time. It's not a challenge for them. They're playing these people to qualify, which doesn't make sense. And it's just not healthy for anyone. Like I say, the Elite Division in concept's fantastic and what I've been asking for, but the execution of it thus far has been flawed. I'm going to, throughout this video, talk about some of the ways they can improve it. I'm hoping that we see here it's season 1 and that in season 2 they'll make some of these changes, but I don't know if that's what they're planning or if they're just going to keep this for the whole FIFA. If they do, it could be pretty worrying for Rivals as a mode. So straight away, the biggest problem I think is the sheer number of players. You should not have 80,000 people in the top division of this mode, in my opinion. That's not very elite. The problem you've got is, I don't know if you can actually see this. Can you see it on the way? Yes, you can. So from Division, when you get to rank, is it called rank one? No, it's Division 1. You get rank 3, rank 2, rank 1. There's checkpoints. Yes, to win 4 games in between those checkpoints isn't necessarily easy, but it's one of these where when you reach a checkpoint, you physically cannot get lower than that checkpoint for that whole season. And all that means is eventually people are going to win enough games in a row, even get lucky, and just keep progressing. So you're going to have people who really don't belong in the high divisions getting there purely by playing enough games without the ability to get relegated. I think this system instantly is much, much better if you just can have relegation. The problem that you've got is that EA have put this system in place with no relegations. One, maybe to try and make people feel better about themselves because they're getting ranked higher, but then they really don't feel better about themselves when they're just getting destroyed against people that they're not as good as, because they don't people don't want to get destroyed every game. They want fair matchmaking. There's also an argument that there's a lot of players who don't want fair matchmaking. They want to just play people that they're going to destroy every game, which is wrong as well in itself. But you need relegations in here to keep people at the right level they belong. I've not played any other game with a ranking system like this, where there's no relegation, where you just get to the top division and you just stay there. One, you could have people just paying people to get them to the top division, which is wrong because there's no issue because they're not going to get relegated. It's one of these where the checkpoints as well, especially in the lower division, it's like 3 games. I think in the higher ones, it's like you can see there 2 games to go from to rank 2. There 2 games between the middle of rank 2 and 1. So eventually, people are going to be able to win 2 games and get these checkpoints. It gets harder as you go along, but ultimately, the majority of the player base are going to just keep making their way up based on this system. So you're getting people in divisions where they just don't belong, and it's just hurting people because there's people now just. I've seen so many people say they're in the elite division and they don't want to play the game anymore because they're just playing people that are sweaty or just too good for them, and it's not enjoyable anymore. So they need to bring relegations back. At the end of the season, people are going to get relegated apparently, but I don't know how much they're going to get relegated. So there's a big issue there. Then at the top end, in terms of qualifying for pros, you can play 2v2 and get on this leaderboard. The qualifying is to make a 1v1 event. Why can you play 2v2 to go up the leaderboard for a 1v1 thing? I think the Elite Division leaderboard's a cool idea, but the Elite leaderboard should have a 2v2 and a 1v1 leaderboard. If I'm playing 2v2, it should count towards a 2v2 leaderboard, not for 1v1. And then the other big issue is PS4 and PS5. I play PS4 personally because I genuinely believe the gameplay is better, it's smoother, left stick dribbling's a lot more consistent, there's a lot less random animations because there's no hypermotion technology, and the gameplay just feels better all round. Plus, the park the bus is not there because, or not as bad, or nowhere near as bad, because for some reason on PS5 or Xbox Series X, players just seem to sit a lot deeper. I do not play PS4 purely because I find it easier. PS4 genuinely is easier because you've got a lot less pros playing on there, and the average team on there is easier, which I'm not going to lie, is a benefit. I've done a whole video where I've talked about this. But for me, the main thing is, when I'm playing the game, now that I'm not competing as a pro player, I want to have fun. I want to enjoy the game more, and I enjoy the old gen version more. If I enjoy new gen more, I'll go towards that. But right now, you can have people qualifying to play pro events through this leaderboard. I'm probably a couple of wins off being in the qualifying spots to make these tournaments. If I grind the game, I have no doubt in my mind I'm more than good enough to make the top 250 in the region to play in these events. I will end up being in that. I'm not going to play in them even if I do, because that's not what I'm aiming to. I manage 2 of the best pros in the world now. I'm a content creator. I'm still a very good player, but even if I tried, I probably wouldn't be able to do very well in these qualifiers. It's not to brag, it's just to make the point that there needs to be a separate PS4 and a separate PS5 leaderboard. Because at the moment, you're getting people move up the leaderboard playing against people they shouldn't be. Another big issue is as well, if you DC in the Elite Division, you lose about 50 to 70 skill rating for a disconnect. That's crazy, especially when you consider majority of times you disconnect, it's not your internet, it's EA's. Lots of pros have lost hundreds of skill rating this season because of DCs that were nothing to do with them. It was EA. They were streaming and still live. So they're not just lied about. They've literally been streaming. Their stream hasn't gone down. EA servers just had an issue and they've lost it. You even lose points if someone quits against you when you're drawing. So if you got a penalty and they just quit or turn the game off before you take the penalty, you get minus points. There's lots of issues here that need fixing. I think the milestone rewards are decent. I think the season's been 45 days, I think they are. It's too long to have to wait for these milestone rewards. I honestly think that's too long. I just don't think that's acceptable waiting this long for rewards. I can't even remember how to see the weekly rewards, but the weekly rivals rewards, honestly, you can make 20 to 30,000 coins from them. Like they're just not good enough, and this is in the top division, so they need to improve the rewards in these divisions. I love the concept of Div 10 to Elite Division and get playing the best of the best in this. But right now, it just isn't the best of the best. Like I said, 80,000 people in the top rank of a game. It's just not healthy. It's not how it should be. There is an issue as well where if you play in other regions, it's going to be a lot harder to find games. I'm not sure what the proper solution to that is. In my region, it's very easy to find games, so I don't encounter an issue. I'm not saying it isn't an issue, though, and like I say, I'm not a game developer. It's not my job to fix these issues, but I am well aware of those before people complain about that. Yeah, I think the changes in principle are good, but they just need fixing. And hopefully, in 15 days when we get the new season, this happens. But I've not seen EA talk about it yet, so I'm making this video to address them. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you've got any comments, thoughts about it, please let me know. I appreciate you guys' support as always. Keep it spicy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.